Well, look who's back. The dynamic duo of sorts. I've gone a little while, but I've missed everybody. I just wanted to kind of hop on here this afternoon because I missed you guys. I want to hang out with everybody and kind of talk about what's going on and maybe talk about some more plans that's coming up. And let's see. I think Tom just popped in here with us. Let's bring Tom up with us. Hey, let's see here. Yeah, I got him.
Hey,
Tom, what's up, buddy?
hey, man. You guys are all off camera. What's going on there?
Yeah, I know it.
Not much, man. Not much. I kind of just woke up from a nap when I saw your link there, so I was a little bit out of it.
Oh, I got you.
Well, it must be nice just to lay around and sleep all day, Tom.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of nice. How you doing? I heard you were sick.
I'm still not 100%, man. I had strep throat real bad there for quite a few days, and though that's gone, man, I just still feel pretty wiped. I haven't got my energy level back just yet. But I did start taking some vitamin B12. I had a few ladies from the community mothering me, telling me to try that, so I'm going to give it a shot.
Now, see, Terry, that's the difference. See, I have to one up you. I actually started taking some vitamin B13. It's just a little bit different. It's just a little bit different. But Dr. Tater actually is one that actually prescribed it for me.
Of course he did.
Terry, here's the difference though. Even Terry at about 70% is still a fireball. So don't underestimate him when he's even sick.
James Freeman out there says it's COVID. Says I'm going to die because I didn't take the safe and effective.
Oh, okay. Yeah, James is a big fan of mine. He actually got a shirt that says "I Heart Legicator," and he's donating a lot to our local FOP. I didn't know if anybody knew that or not, but yeah, true story. James, you know of your brother. I'm just messing with you.
Very cool. Very cool. So I'll tell you what, he needs to be sending some 14 your way there or whatever so that his shirt remains relevant.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So actually, Tom, I'm glad you're on the panel because I actually want to talk a little bit about some stuff with you. He says I'd buy your shirt, but F the FOP. We're not. Why you got to bring sex into this, James? See, you automatically want to start. You're still talking about that little police girl that made the national news. What's her name? Does anybody know what's her name? The one that had an affair with everybody in the department.
Okay. Hall. I remember her last name was Hall because that kind of sticks out. And then Megan Hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man. Lord have mercy.
And no, we're not related.
Don't lie. Don't try to cover it up, Tom.
I'm from Larry County. If that'd been happening and it was related, it would have been in the family. I'm just joking. Not true. Not true.
Oh. Yeah, you're open can of worms there.
Right.
He says I'm jealous of that little police girl she gets. Oh my God. I'll steer clear of that one, Jane. So
some things you just dare not say on open airwaves, huh?
I'm with you.
Hey, BBC, that's a good TV channel. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah. That's what he's talking about. Yeah. Terry, who we got in the chat, buddy? We can check in with him if you have access to be able to see him.
Yes, let's see. I see, of course, Queen Bee, James Freeman, Luke Mitchell, Ace 42B. There's Nima 19079. Kelly Fitzpatrick, Witch of Heart. There's Veen. And that's all I see at the moment. There's ZXL Master. I seen he popped in here, and good old boy. And that's all I see at the moment, sir. And hello to everybody out there, by the way. Good to see y'all. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate everybody, man. I've missed all you guys. Of course, I got all my people in the chat. I could already tell with those names, but yeah, it's been an interesting time here going on, and I guess there was some rumor that we might have a visitor local, but I guess that I don't know if that's going to be the case or not with all the details going on. I don't know. You know how that goes, and how much, for anybody who would tell me that that there would be a possibility of Chili ever come back to this area, I'm going to remind everybody that Chili didn't show up the one time that he had an opportunity to do something good. I don't think he's coming back anymore. Yeah. So, and for the record,
well, if there's good to be done, Chili can't have his name mixed in with that.
Well, and just to clarify too, Chili wouldn't come here to Kentucky, and I live a lot closer to Huntington, West Virginia than I do anywhere else. So, it's not going to come here. He ain't got a hair on his ass to come here. Just my opinion. Once again, yeah. So anyway, so I have been kind of get everything squared away and sorted away, and I've been starting to work out again and kind of doing some things different or whatever. And I'm trying to improve my health and fitness. I find that, and I think I've spoke on this before, but I'll kind of touch on it again. I'm coming out to fight you, Legicator. All right, James. All right, I swear, bud. I see you stuck your foot in your mouth now. Because now Chili's going to be jealous of you. And you're his favorite auditor, James. Remember? You broke his heart, dude.
Well, he used to be. He used to be.
James and I have a lot in commentary. I don't know if you knew that or not. Other than the fact that he's obviously a backer of the line. James was Chili's favorite auditor, and he was kind of Chili's hero. But then they went through a breakup. I don't know if you knew that or not. Went through a breakup, and then Chili had to deal with the breakup from me, as we all remember. That was a tough time for him. As he was kind of going.
Hey guys, I don't mean to step on your toes. Just remember, he broke up with me first.
Yeah, but Terry. There you go. You're trying to say your all's relationship was short. Okay. Mine was over months, and James was probably over years. Okay, he hated me for months before our breakup. Oh my gosh,
hated me for months.
Yeah, see, it's a whole new thing. We never got together. I immediately told him what I thought of him the first time. Oh, well, then you broke his heart early. See, James, you want to come up? You can come up. So I started working out again, and I started kind of doing some stuff, and my knee still sucks, and I didn't realize it till I started working out again, but it does. But I have decided I started lifting, and I'm kind of starting to look back into the cardio type stuff, kind of adding that back in there too. After the fight thing happened, and Chili decided that he was going to show me mercy and not come and beat me up, which is obviously what he was going to do. But before he actually had to destroy me, I know I'm really am. So before he actually come to destroy me, and he actually showed me mercy and didn't come. After that fight fell through, man, I kind of struggled with that, because I'd worked so hard for that. I was really wanting to do that fight, because obviously at my age, the chances of me ever having that chance again is slim. Then I'm old, and I knew that was kind of my last hurrah, so to speak. So it kind of sucked for me. But that being the case, I was definitely, I guess I kind of caught myself from getting lazy and not getting in the gym, because I was kind of a little bit, I hate depressed, but a little bit troubled over it, I guess. So I have decided to start everything back over again, and that's what I started the first of the year. And I'll be honest, I was looking for a path, so to speak, the way I wanted to go with this, when I got a text from Tom. And Tom decides that he's kind of, I think it was kind of weird, because I think we were kind of both on the same page and didn't know it, that we were both kind of struggling with the idea of, this is not where I want to be, need to be, as far as my health goes. We're, believe it or not, we're not exactly 21 anymore. And it's not as easy to stay healthy as you're getting older. And sometimes I think we want to make excuses of why we can't something, as opposed to making ourselves convinced of why we can. And when Tom presented this to me, I'd done a little bit of research on it, and I haven't actually talked to Tom about this actually yet, other than just what little bit we have text messages. But it sounds really interesting, and I was kind of wanting to talk about that a little bit. I want to find a way that we can turn this into a good way to benefit a good charity, a good cause. And I'd like to grow this thing, and I don't think there's any reason with the amazing community that we have. Because in my opinion, we have the best YouTube community period around. And I know Terry will agree with that. And I'm sure Tom already in his short time being involved in this would probably agree. These people are amazing. And I think we can find a way, and Terry will pick your brain on this too, and everybody else's, to turn this into something great. But before we talk about that, I would like for Tom to kind of tell us about what I'm talking about and what your vision is, and hopefully kind of introduce us to what the hell are you talking about, and fill us in, Tom.
Sure. No, I didn't know you were going to go here. When I just let everyone know, when he gave me the invite, it was just, come on if you want. So no, but I'll try to make it as short as I can. 30 years ago, I had already been in the Army and had been out for 3 years. And this was during the George W. Bush drawdown after, or just immediately after, Desert Storm. And there was this major drawdown. So at that point, I was going through something in my life, without getting into any details, that made me decide getting back in the military is what I needed to do. And because they were drawing down, trying to get less people to be in, it was very difficult to get back in if you'd already been in. Mm-hmm. And they were only accepting linguists, special forces, and helicopter pilots. Mm-hmm. I put in my flight packet twice and got qualified, not selected twice. And the recruiter said, hey, you're only allowed to put that in 3 times in a lifetime. You may want to hold on to that third one just in case your qualification levels change later. You may want to try it or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I say, what else have I got an opportunity for? He goes, well, actually, the only thing left is special forces, no more linguists, because that was my second choice. Because I am not a cool guy, John Wickish type mentally, no matter what my physical qualifications or anything else have been in my life. It's just never been the way mentally, I think. And so sat around with it for a while, prayed about it quite a bit, and eventually said, okay, I'll do it. So I went back to the recruiter. At that time, that you couldn't even try out for or put in a packet for a flight. They weren't even accepting that. SF was the only option when I went back a month or so later. And so I signed up for Special Forces Assessment and Selection. So for anybody listening, you can check out what that is on Hulu. Has a TV show or a documentary called 2 Weeks in Hell. Selection is 3 weeks long. The first week is not hell. It's purgatory, I guess. But the TV show is called 2 Weeks in Hell. And so you can learn what selection is. So selection has 3 weeks. First week being prerequisite week. In that week, you do a PT test, a 3 mile timed run, a 4 mile timed run, a 5 mile timed run, do a swim test, obstacle course, plus a bunch of other this, that, and the others. And just like the military, it drags it out forever. So it takes a week. That's week 1. Week 2 is called individual week, individual land navigation week, where you go out and you got weight on your back. You got all your equipment on. The equipment, I weighed it one day when I was there. The equipment, food, water, rucksack, LBE gear I had to carry, rubber ducky rifle, because we weren't carrying real ones for that training, was equal to 125, I think, or something like that. But it was a lot of gear you're carrying around. And anyway, so you would put miles on your feet. Starting at 4 a.m, they'd hand you a grid coordinate and say, go there. When you get there, there's another guy waiting on you, another grid coordinate, and you go there. And you just do that until they say sit down. So you would do that for about 4 hours in the morning, go back, chill out, and then do it for about 4 hours in the evening, come back, and they keep you awake almost all night long, making you draw the United States and write down your 100 favorite foods and just all kinds of weird things just to make you stay awake. You do that for 5 days. And then the third week is team week. Team week is all kinds of weird events like carrying 2 480-pound duffel bags, 10 clicks, which is 6.2 miles as a team. And so they give you some galvanized piping and some litters, and you got to make a litter and lash it all together. And your team has to transport these downed pilots, which I think is an inside joke. The scenario is you have 2 downed pilots, Air Force pilots. They specifically tell you that you have to carry 10 clicks to save them. And they each weigh 480 pounds. So I think that's so anyway, so you got 10 team events like that, 2 a day for 5 days, plus a forced ruck march in the middle of 10 clicks. In other words, the estimates of how much miles you're putting on your feet in those last 2 weeks are anywhere from, I've heard, you're not allowed to have any kind of notation devices whatsoever. If you're caught keeping notes at any point when I was there, it was an honor violation and you're banned for life. So no notes. So a lot of it is guesstimate and memory. And the guesstimates range anywhere from 200 miles to 450 miles in those 2 weeks. So it's a lot of miles on your feet. I came out ripped and in shape like I'd never been, except I couldn't walk. But that was 30 years ago. And so I'm rucking just for general fitness the other day. And for the first time in my life, some of my physical stats said I was below average for my age. And that's the first time ever. Now, I've never been stellar, but I've always been in much better health for my age than average. And this time it said below average. And it really, really, really affected me. And so I'm rucking and I'm thinking, how do I motivate myself to get back into some, above average shape, at least for my age? And I'm going through these memories and things are running through my head. And I'm like, the only time I was able to do that in the past was when I was training myself for selection. So like I said earlier, when I said yes, I would go through Special Forces selection. I had to put myself through training for 6.5 months before I went to the actual selection. So started in November training myself, then went from training myself. Moved from Chicago back home here. My wife at the time did all the actual going to work and earning a paycheck. All I did was work out, sleep, and eat. And that's literal. And I did that for 6.5 months, trained myself, went back in, finished selection. I completed selection and got non-select. So the point is I was out doing a ruck the other day just for, I got to do something, right? And that's something I sort of enjoy. And the thought hit me, well, the only time I've ever had enough motivation or I've ever done, I've trained myself before, but this was my motivation and I had this much to do it. And I said, you know what? I could do my own personal selection. I could do this thing over 3 days. And then as you're rucking, it's kind of like cutting grass, how your mind wanders and you think about all kinds of stuff. And at least for me. So I started thinking about, I could do this in a 3-day segment. One day I could do like a prerequisite week. I could do a PT test. I could do some swimming and I could do a timed run all in the first day. Second day, I could do 2 different rucks, fairly decent length. Third day, I could do, if I got other people, I could do some version of a fairly lengthy team event finished by a very long ruck. Because I forgot to mention it, but the last thing you do in selection after literally
what's up, Art?
After 3 weeks of putting yourself through all this, they wake you up at 11 at night. And by midnight, you're rucking till 8 in the morning individual. So it's all through the woods.
Tom, can I just really fast?
Yeah,
I want to interject there with you.
Yeah,
Just
no
say
problem.
that is rucking crazy, dude. I'm just throwing that out there, rucking around. Real fast. Real fast. I've seen Frankie's in the chat now. Frankie's been a while, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Salacious. I've seen a few more pop in here. Art's in here now. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I miss you guys, man. It's been a while for me. I want to get out and hang out with my people.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And Tom is just, and by the way, guys, real fast, NCR news, the way I understand, Terry, is he close to 1,000? Is that what you said? I think that's what you said.
He's 15 subscribers away from 1,000. If we can get him 15, he'll have that 1,000. That should be pretty easy numbers to hit.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen NCR News Network, please go check them out.
NCR, you want to come up and talk about your channel a little bit? Let's make that that's what our stream's for right now. Let's get that to 1,000. I want somebody to check in with me when we hit 1,000 subs. That's our goal. Push. Let's see it. Let's see how fast we can get those 15 subs on NCR. 13 away now. Okay, NCR News is at 13 away. Let's get that. We got 44, 45 in here right now. So, why not?
988 now.
All right. What's going on?
Not much, man.
Just wanted to give you the opportunity. If you want to pitch your channel, you're more than welcome to.
I appreciate that. I pretty much just call out First Amendment auditors, sovereign citizens, Karens, anybody who does something stupid or tries to sell snake oil to people. I've been doing it for about a year now and had some great times making some really great friends within this first year.
Awesome.
I just love to have fun and help people out. And once I hit 1,000, we are going to be auctioning off a virtual date, and all proceeds goes to St. Jude's.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Awesome. Good for you. Thank you very much for that.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, that's awesome. So NCR, did you hear anything about what Tom's talking about, this Ruck challenge? Would you tune in for that?
I was, and that's Rucking crazy, man. I don't know how anybody could Ruck and do that.
That's Rucking crazy, man. You have to be a really tough mother rucker, I can tell you that.
Well, I suggest.
Sounds to me like y'all are just rucking around and rucking with me and stuff.
Yeah. I got Ruck. Yeah, I'll tell you that much.
All right, Tom, if you want to go ahead and go on with your description there, Tom.
So anyways, that's the basic structure, right? Three days representing those 3 weeks. And I would suggest anyone that's interested or anyone that just wants to have a greater appreciation for our special forces, that's just the tryouts, people. I got non-select at the end, which means it was kind of like going through the entire week of basketball tryouts at school and then them saying no thanks. So I finished. I completed it, which I'm very, very proud of. Not any shame for me. And they said no thanks. Now, probably for a different show, I can go into. It literally took me years later. I ended up.
Hey guys,
guys,
real fast. Real fast. We kind of got a celebrity on the stream with us right now. James has got his back. He's got his back to blue shirt on, but he can't. That's why he turned his camera off.
Shoot, my mic was muted and I still had multiple streams playing. Yes, I am wearing my back to blue shirt. Back to blue on the front, Leducator on the back. Hit up the merch store, guys. Buy one of these things. They're awesome.
Oh, James, let me tell you this real fast. I got to say this, dude. Every time that I get on Facebook, there's certain people that I just know that I'm getting ready to scroll through my news stream, and I'm going to say, "Oh boy," and James posts are let's say they're flavorful. Is that fair, James?
That's the goal. My goal on there. About a year ago, I had over 5,000 friends on Facebook, and I realized I hated most of them. So I try to offend most of them. Like I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a Democrat, a Republican, gay, straight, lesbian. I'm trying to offend you and get you to unfriend me because I'm old and bitter, and that's what I do.
You know, they say that when South Park was actually written in the beginning, I guess the cartoon, they said their goal was to offend every aspect of the human race, so to speak. Well, I want to offend everybody. Doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is or your race. Whatever. I want you to me.
Including these so-called auditors and even people that I agree with on things. My goal is to get under their skin. That's what I use Facebook for. I mean, I got different platforms. My main YouTube channel, I don't necessarily try to offend people. The Fake News Network, I want to make that channel basically what I do on Facebook. I want to do a whole bunch of satire videos that makes fun of and trashes everybody. So I started out. So
basically,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, but basically you're just rucking with us, right, James?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Freaking rucking. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's. I am.
Hey, freaking so how many subs do you have on your main channel, James?
I think 420. Matter of fact, I'm gonna light up right now.
We got 993 on NCR.
Oh, dude, we're that close. Come on, we're 993 at NCR. Come on, guys, go check this channel out.
We only need 7. Are you kidding me? We only need 7.
Is it actually NCR or is that an acronym for something?
Everybody asks me this because of a certain incident that happened last summer on a stream. It's my initials, but it does not stand for no chair required because on a live stream, my old chair broke and you could hear me swear up a storm.
Thought it was one of the videos.
No, it's not.
So what do you do on your channel? You said you call out sov sits and
Frauditors, Karens. I'm working on calling out people who sell like the snake oil stuff, you can buy these supplements and it'll help you cure this and that.
Why are you hating on snake oil? What's your problem with snake oil?
He doesn't like snakes.
I don't see a link. Are the mods dropping a link to his channel in the chat?
There should be.
He's exposing big snake oil.
That's right.
Big snake. Oh yeah. I'll have a link in the chat too for anybody that wants to come up. Uncle Artie I seen was in the chat, and if you guys want to come up and hang out with us, you can.
ACR,
and Uncle Artie.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard when we invaded Panama back in '88, it was because of big snake oil.
I've been hearing rumblings from a certain insurance company that sounds like a serpent that they are trying to cut the funding to holistic medicines like dolphin crystals.
Oh, those are the bomb.
I know.
I use those every day for my erectile dysfunction, and they work amazing.
Hey, Mark, got the link in the stream if you want to come up, Mark.
So you're saying those keep your fish from being flaccid? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's correct.
For a minute there, I thought you said reptile dysfunction, but maybe I need to get some
snake oil for.
That's for when the frog. That's for when the frog can't jump. NCR.
You know what he's doing right there, don't you? He's just rucking around with a play of words.
I do enjoy a good play of words and a good rucking around.
Nothing like a good rucking to make you feel better for your day.
I've never been on your show before. What are the rules? Is there cussing? Are we allowed to do drugs on camera, drink on camera? Like, what's the rules up here? For real, I just want to make sure. I've been on people's shows before where I start cussing and saying, the F word. And
I'm gonna be honest with you, James. If you filter down for this show, James, I'm going to be really disappointed because, do the entertainment factor.
So I can turn on my camera and smoke a bowl right now, is what you're saying.
I don't care.
Hey, James, when you don't care about the consequences, it's all permissible, bro.
Good.
I'll tell you this.
What are consequences? I've got qualified immunity.
Did I do it again?
Yep.
I'll tell you what I do, James. I say whatever the fuck I like, and if they don't like me, they can kick me off. That's the way I generally see it.
Sure. I just wanted to be respectful in Educator's house. That's all. I mean, if he wants me to be disrespectful, I'm down. But
I'll say this: the minute we hit 1,000 on here, I'm busting out the bourbon.
How close are we now?
994.
Oh, come on. We got 6 in the chat. Come on, guys. 6 people in the chat right now. Go over and check his channel out. So you can always unsub if you don't like it. I mean, seriously,
Okay, I'm not subscribed, and I'm not seeing the link in the chat. There has
hello,
to be a
darling.
link.
Sorry, I just see the wife in the chat.
Let's see. Terry, you had the link. Can you put it back in the chat again, please?
Yes, give me.
Oh my gosh! I'm flirting with disaster right now. When I've got a panel full of all stars and Uncle Artie on here to.
Uncle Artie,
hey, what's wrong? You afraid your Uncle Artie? You don't even return a text anymore, you punk ass.
See, dude, I'm just mad at you because you fired me from the bar and grill.
I didn't fire you. You quit. I fired everybody else.
What the hell just happened?
We just moved locations is all.
Oh, okay. You went farther down in the slums?
Yeah, we moved next door to you.
Nice.
Maybe I'm mentally disabled. Okay, I am. I'm trying to click that link and it's not going to the actual page, the actual YouTube channel. The one that Ironton Auditor just posted.
Bear with me a sec. I will try the other link.
This is my first time using a computer, but
right. And it's gasoline powered, made by Briggs and Stratton.
No, that one's mine.
I'm sorry, I had that link earlier, but apparently it's not working now. I don't know what happened there. We'll blame it on NCR.
There we go.
His channel must be his.
We're at 996.
Should work.
Oh, we're so close. And look at
there it is.
Look at Abby's comp. Look at Abby. Thank you so much. It's obvious that you're literally just patronizing us because you feel sorry for us, but thank you so much for that. All right. Look,
That's all
man,
Abby does.
it just keeps getting better. Now I got Derek up here too. Derek, what's up, my brother?
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, Vince.
Woo! That's stud boy.
Yes.
Third live.
Hey.
Better get this close.
How you doing that married life so far? What, 6 months now?
Hey, it's I mean, we've been since October. So
Oh,
it's been great. He's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Artie's like, yeah, but marriage years are like dog years. It's a lot different.
Listen, I'm jealous
speaking
now.
of, my dog is standing on my laptop right now, so if I get disconnected.
2 more. We just need 2 more.
All right.
2 more, you guys subscribe to him, or I want to come down there and pour some recycled booze down your throats. Straight up.
Oh, of course, darling.
I've missed streaming.
I love you too.
Hey, Chad, when are you going to go on an audit with old Terry here, huh? Why not tonight?
Where am I going to do what?
When are you going to go out on an audit of your police department with Terry?
We hit it. 1K.
Hey,
Yes.
all right. 1,000. We are there.
That backside is getting.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get some ice for my cup.
And Rebecca will be real happy to pimp you out.
Yeah, don't dodge the question, Chad. Come on. Why don't you go do a First Amendment audit with Terry? Come on.
Well, because the truth of it is, Artie, is I already know every tyrannical move, buddy. I'm a pure tyrant. I don't need help to find them.
So,
Look in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
Be quiet.
yeah, go across the river, do an audit over there.
All right, listen. I know this is going to be really a shocker to you guys, but when I'm not at work, I don't really like being around that stuff at all. It's just my job.
Same
I
for
cannot
real.
thank you guys enough for getting me to
You
1,000.
can listen to him.
No, I'm serious. I can't thank everybody enough. From
Oh, no,
let's
not yours,
give-
about Chad.
Congratulations, sir. I'm glad you hit it.
Congrats.
Absolutely.
I'm sending
We get you to
ANCR, I'm
4,000
sending Rebecca
$3
Lynn
and get monetized.
ANCR,
right.
I'm sending Rebecca Lynn a DM to let her know to get her pimping skills prepped.
Oh yes.
I thought you was about to spit some bars there for a minute and talk about what's going down in the DMs.
Well, I know Rebecca Lynn and Witch of Heart are going to have fun pimping me out. Mark's going to enjoy it as much as we did it to him.
Yes, I am, because I owe
Please
you
use
for
my
that.
pimp.
Hey, NCR, what's a sovereign citizen?
Here we
Oh,
go.
that's a rabbit hole that we are not ready for.
Well, I
That's,
just heard that you call out sovereign citizens on your channel, so I want to know what they are. Can you show me a picture of one?
That's the scary part. They look like you and me.
Just shoot.
It's like that movie They Live with Roddy Piper.
Yes.
You have to have certain glasses on to be able to see him, James. Don't trust you to know that.
All right.
I couldn't spot them through a scope. Put it that way.
One of the key differences of a sovereign citizen versus a First Amendment auditor is this. They are not driving a car, they are traveling. They do not have to give you a
I do that.
license because, well, they are not engaged in commerce.
I do
Did
that.
you buy gas? Does her vehicle break down?
So
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
sovereign
sovereign.
citizen because I don't have a driver's license and I travel.
You know, actually, can I open that can of worms, James? Because I honestly, I'm saying that with all honest, really truly intrigued by this. You are would be referred to as like a volunteerist, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and I'm seriously, genuinely intrigued. Can you just kind of explain to us what that means? Like, give me an
What that-
example of how.
It's very, very, very simple, and it's based on the same principles that the Libertarian Party claims to be based on, which is the non-aggression principle. NAP is the acronym. The NAP is what people call it, and what that means is that nobody has the right to initiate force or violence against someone else to take their life, their liberty, or their property. Everyone has the right to defend against those who do initiate that force to take life, liberty, and property. and that's it. You take that principle, and if you were to build a society on top of it, you're always going to have people. Some people mistake it for wanting some kind of utopia. That doesn't happen.
Right.
We're always going to have people that are going to harm others, that are going to take life, liberty, and property, that just don't respect other people. Voluntarism just says, let's stop legalizing it and allowing a certain group of people called politicians and police officers and judges and whatever it is to not be accountable to the same rules that they're holding everybody else accountable to.
Okay. Well, let me just ask you this, and again, I'm just curious. So, when you say there's no one has the right to use force against another or whatever, what happens if that does happen?
To initiate. Nobody has the right to initiate force. So all it says is that if I, James Freeman, come over to Leducator's house and decide I'm going to let myself in, and I'm going to help myself to his TV and whatever else, that you have the right to defend against that, because I am the one who initiated the force. I cross the threshold of your private property. It's a belief in that we do own property, that we have life, our liberty, and we use our life and our liberty and our time to create things, and that's your property. So Absolutely. It doesn't say that it doesn't say you can't defend yourself. It just simply says it's wrong for me to take from you without your consent.
Right. Now let me ask you this. I'm just curious. Once again, I'm picking your brain a little bit. In the event that let me just back up with this. Do you believe there is a need, and I'm not talking about in the exercise that we're familiar with today, but do you believe there is a need for a policing agency of any sorts?
I would say police. No, I think sheriff was a good idea. Okay. And from my personal experience, I've had a lot of good luck working with sheriffs because they're elected.
Sure.
Now, if we really go back to the fundamentals of it, though, I'm against any agency that exists by theft. You and I can live in a neighborhood together, and we can decide, hey, you know what? Both of us, we work all day, and we don't have time to sit here and protect our property all day, right? And there are people, and so we can voluntarily say, hey, let's contribute, us and the other 10 neighbors. We'll all voluntarily contribute to having this protection for our property. You can call that whatever you want. I don't care if you call it a sheriff.
You haven't been in large cities much, have you?
What's that?
You haven't been in much in large cities, have you?
No, it does. I don't think that any. Yeah, I have lived in large cities. I lived in Dallas, Texas, 8 point.
Where do you think I'm talking about? I'm there right now. Most people don't give a shit about anybody else. Just live and let live. Leave me alone and all that shit. So you're
I guess
stuff isn't going to fucking happen.
Sure, I guess you're right. You're absolutely right. It won't happen. And I don't disagree with you at all on that. Sorry, go ahead, Led. Sorry.
When I refer to police, I mean in general law enforcement. I guess I use that word generically. So an elected sheriff, in your estimation, is an okay thing. Basically, it's the people of the county getting together and saying we need somebody in order to guarantee the safety and security of our persons and property, so to speak. If some moron comes in and breaks into my house, I need to make sure that somebody's going to go snatch him up and make him accountable to a judge or however it may be. And I guess that was my question is, do you believe in an actual agency for law enforcement? You still with me, James?
You stunned him with your brilliance.
I've never done that before.
Well, I got one for him too. Is say you and your 10 buddies, and then 15, 20 more of you guys get together and all that stuff. Well, now all of a sudden you become a form of a government entity and all that. Who's going to enforce the rules? What happens when somebody disagrees and all that stuff? Who is going to be the arbitrator of it? Or if one neighbor gets into it with another one, who's going to enforce those rules that you guys passed?
Sure. So everything that you see that exists, a sheriff, a court, all this stuff, I'm not against any of that existing. I'm against using force and violence to take everybody else's money to get what I want. Does it make sense?
Gotcha.
And so I actually live in a community where I live with a bunch of voluntarists. We bought a subdivision. But
you guys don't get together and drink Kool-Aid and anything, do you?
We do. We drink a lot of Kool-Aid, bro.
As long as it's cherry, we'll be fine.
I don't think that any of us are disconnected from reality either. We are subject to the rulers that are around us. We understand that, but we're subject because of a threat of violence and force from them. not because they.
So basically, let me just ask you this, and I'm gonna try to simplify it, and if I'm wrong, call me out on it. You believe in basically a lot of the idea that people like to refer to as policing for profit. Basically, is what the generic term is, what they refer to a lot of times. So basically, you have no right to be able to charge me physical monetary money to go to an agency because of a broken infraction type thing.
I definitely would believe that. Yes, I definitely agree with that statement.
Okay. Okay. I'm just
so
I
like the rules of the road, Legicator, because they help prevent property loss. So, for example, we come to a four-way stop. We've all kind of agreed, all right, we're all going to stop there. And it applies fault when somebody decides not to stop and damages somebody's property. Or, but I mean, I hate to say it, but because a lot of people see it as pretty dangerous, but he hasn't done anything wrong until he actually hits your car. And at that point, he's damaged your property. But running a stop sign in itself,
what you mean by we all agreed to.
What do you do for a deterrence to dissuade somebody from wanting to run that stop sign? How do you do that?
You don't. I mean, obviously the current deterrent. Wait. Obviously, the current deterrent doesn't work because the current deterrent is that you get a fine. But people still run stop signs every day. If that were a solution,
that's the thing is most people don't want to do it because they don't want Chad back behind them around a corner and see that thing and bam, they get fined. Oh damn! Now you slow down because now you got your insurance rates going up and everything else. So now you're going to have to go slower. Taught you a lesson because you broke the law.
So you're convinced that people don't run stop signs because they don't want to get citations. I'm convinced that I personally don't run stop signs because I don't want to damage someone else's property. You're under the impression that nobody out there will do the right thing unless government steals their money. I think that's ridiculous personally. I don't really know anybody who attempts to drive safely.
Nobody's going to learn unless you have consequences for it. And your thing is
it's an authoritarian attitude, but yeah.
Well, here's the other thing too.
I've lived and driven in a place
that if I accidentally run this stop sign because I got my head up my ass or I'm on the phone or turn something down, you're going to follow me and then try to do road rage on my ass. That's one thing about it. I have a problem with your side of it too, because your side will get violent more so than not often from what I've seen.
Who's speaking? Just so I know who I'm talking to.
For 30 days, I lived in a place with no police and no traffic laws. And trust me, everybody does what they want. Nobody's going to do something because they're afraid about somebody else's property. Because there may be people like you, James, but after 2 or 3 days of driving, when there's nobody to enforce anything and a ton of people are just doing what they want and running everything, even the good people devolve into just, survival of the fittest. I mean, that's the way humans do.
Well, I don't think I don't think James is arguing, and once again, correct me if I'm wrong, James, but I don't think James is arguing the point that it's tough to actually implement a system like this. He understands that there is got to be something there in place. He's just simply saying that he doesn't necessarily agree with maybe the politics behind it. Is that fair?
Well, what I'm saying is that if you're going to build something, it has to be done voluntarily. For example, I keep hearing about all this crap about our democracy. It keeps being repeated all over the place, right? Democracy is mob rule. So
no, we're not a democracy.
Constitutional republic. If you didn't know that,
okay. Well, that's what they tell you. But really, what kind of system do you actually live in? The majority does rule you. If we were in a constitutional republic, then that constitution would be respected, and your individual rights would be respected. And then in that case, your vote wouldn't matter either, right? Your vote wouldn't matter at all because what's actually important, your inalienable rights couldn't be touched no matter how many people vote on it. But in reality, people do vote to take away your liberty every day, don't they? And it works, right? So we live in a democracy.
No, we don't.
No.
I guarantee you that I can get my party to have a majority rule and take away your individual liberty using either the Democrat or the Republican Party. I can vote away your liberty. I promise you that.
In just a couple minutes, that's not true. Heard of NYSERPA v. Bruin?
You're coming up, what, case law? Is that what you're?
Yeah,
no, I'm talking about reality.
It's one simple example where the majority of a party, the majority that was ruling, is losing. They're losing all across America right now on that issue. So no, we don't live in a democracy, and the majority is not ruling. Does it sometimes? Absolutely.
Sometimes
it does, absolutely, and that's
therefore it
because,
has the ability to do so all the time.
well, that's a silly
let's
statement,
use the
of
Second
course.
Amendment, for example. I think Legicator and everybody here likes the Second Amendment. Are you going to tell me that there is not a majority that has chipped away at your Second Amendment rights?
Yeah, apparently you don't know what I was just referring to. So, yes, I'm not saying there's a majority. No. Have they chipped away? Yes. Have we constitutionally began to turn that backwards in a gigantic way starting this past June? So, no, once again, it's the Constitution is not some magic wand you just roll up in its nice little parchment and wave around and it does magical things. It's written specifically because we know there are going to be two sides to this argument, that there's going to be this eternal fight over right and wrong and over people that want to preserve rights and people that don't. That's the reason you write it down in the first place. So, no, constitutional republic doesn't mean it magically just works.
Sure. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Okay, it sounds like you're saying the opposite. Like if we were a constitutional republic, we wouldn't have to fight for them. Just the fact they're written down would protect them.
Well, no, you wouldn't have to vote for them. You still have to fight for them. So, but then when
we don't vote for them. That's my whole point. We're not a democracy.
Well, then how come I can't have a magazine bigger than 9 rounds in New York or California? I don't know if that's actually, is that
guess what? Those places are democracies. They are not constitutional republics.
Right, and there you go.
It's because it hasn't gone up to the Supreme Court to find out if it's constitutional or not. That's the thing.
It's working its way there.
And not only that, but I've noticed too in the gun industry a little bit. Gosh, I just said the G word. YouTube's gonna slap me. But in that industry, I noticed that a lot of times, the pro 2A guys they're kind of, it's almost like a stalemate at times where everybody's afraid to take it to the appellate level, the Supreme Court level, because we're scared of what kind of rulings we're going to get if we keep pushing different things and how crazy we could potentially go in one way or another. Right. And it seems like that kind of happens I hate to say often, but it seems like lately we've been a little bit more blessed that, wasn't it just, just what, a month or so ago that the Supreme Court made that ruling on the ATF's nonsense, which they appear to still be ignoring.
It's bubbling its way up in different angles, and right now it got. If I'm getting part of my appellate cases confused here, but I know it was one of the New York cases that are bubbling their way up. Got slapped, according to the critics and those that are cynical, said that it got slapped down by the Supreme Court, and therefore we can't trust them again. And Alito specifically wrote down that it's a procedural matter, that whenever the lower court changes the posture of what's going on, that it can come right back up to that level for their decision. But right now it got pushed back down by the Supreme Court on procedural means. And that's a good thing. In this case, that's a good thing. So it takes a while for these things to happen. And yes, you're right, Chad. Sometimes organizations will do all they can to keep potential landmark cases from going up if we know the makeup of the court isn't going to be favorable to us. So
real fast, let me interject real fast. Terry said he's got to drop off, got some stuff. Terry, thank you, sir. You know how much I appreciate you. Try again, Artie. I don't know if he heard you.
Hey, Terry, you going out tonight auditing?
No, probably not. I still don't have enough energy to drive around town and do it live all night.
I'm sorry, dude.
Probably not. I'm taking some B12 though. I was mothered by a few ladies in the community who told me I should try that, so I'm going to give it a shot. I got some on the way home today.
Awesome.
And if I'm able, I'll be back out. I'll do it tomorrow night since I didn't get to do it this weekend. We'll get out there. We'll get us live in as soon as I feel like it. I promise, guys. Sorry about that.
Me and my wife like
Educator, thank you.
Hey, Terry.
I appreciate you being up here with us, buddy.
Educator, thank you for letting me be here. I appreciate it. Everybody on panel, thank you very much for being here with us. Everybody out there in the chat, I love each and every one of you. Thanks for taking the ride with us. Y'all have yourselves a great evening.
Good night, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
See you,
Terry. James, just because I sound hopped up, everything, shouting out or whatever, this is Uncle Artie. I respect your opinion, but I disagree with you on what you're saying, though.
Absolutely, and I completely understand that. I don't think that my philosophy works in this world because people aren't ready. And so don't get me wrong.
Violent mutant monkeys. I'm sorry.
So don't get me wrong that I think that I would, there's no way if I even had enough people that I would say, all right, now let's overturn this system and start using mine. Not a chance in hell. People they're not ready to live in a civilized society, and therefore they will continue to live in this barbaric society.
Yeah. And
Now wait a minute.
Wouldn't need
Wait a minute,
jobs
James.
okay,
James,
I've got this disagreement.
James, I've seen your sense of humor. I've seen your Facebook. Let's not call that civilized, okay?
This coming from Chad. Oh my God!
You think that's
It's
bad?
far
You see
from
mine?
civilized.
Oh wow. Well, I think at least we can all agree that the beautiful thing of it is that we can have a difference of opinion and we can still be respectful to each other and say, you know what? I may not agree with everything you say, but we have the freedom to be able to say it and still be able to show respect to each other. And that to me is
beautiful that's been on this live stream tonight is Bits and Pieces getting a kiss from his woman. That was cute. Other than that, nothing's been beautiful in here.
I don't know.
I've had pulled pork. Like I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I just put this big ass pork roast in the crock pot, and we just got home and she brought it down for me. I was like,
Pulled pork
day.
is that like when you talk trash to the educator and you just pick them apart?
Mhm.
Is that pulled pork?
Hey, Bits and Pieces, what two grown folks do in their own house is up to them.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, Biz.
We do have fun. We do have fun in this home.
There's nothing wrong with that, buddy.
Fun home.
So let me
out behind you. And I'm not talking about in a sexual way. Get your mind out of that gutter there, Hank.
Why you gotta go with Hank? Why you automatically think it's gonna be Hank doing something? You got James Freeman on the panel, and you think
I've
Hank's
been
gonna be
around
the one
Hank
with
a
the
lot longer.
low blow? So let's get back.
Yank. You don't know that saying?
Let's get back. Let's get back and let's talk about what your vision is, Tom. I want to see where we can run with this. I want to start maybe planning and start training and maybe getting this a little YouTube community of people that'll pledge to be part of this with us and see if we can grow something awesome out of this. You care to
I'd love that.
Bit?
Yeah. So basically, those that heard what selection was, why I had my idea was purely for personal reasons to motivate my own couch loving self into action. And then I decided this could spread. And I talked to my son first. Like I said, I did my time in the Army. My son finished his time in 101st Airborne Division not too long ago, and called him before I could even finish it getting out of my mouth. He's like, yeah, I'm in. And I called Kyle, my buddy Kyle, and he's in. You were the next person I mentioned it to. And, you kind of said, sounds great, but I can tell you've been stewing on it. So that's cool.
Right.
So anyways, the idea would be, as of right now, according to how big it gets or doesn't get, as of right now, I just do it here at the house and everybody just stays overnight here, and it would be 3 days long. And we would run logistics and everything right out of here and do everything headquartered right here out of Arnton, Ohio in Mullet Township. And then if we have enough people, and shoot, I may even do it if I'm the only one doing it just for sake of it. Part of Go Ruck, and the other part of reference, if you want to look this up, so you've got, like I said, on Hulu, you've got the show 2 Weeks in Hell. That's about the real Special Forces selection. Then there's a documentary called The Standard, and it's about this selection that a company called Go Ruck runs. Go Ruck was started by a former Special Forces guy who started a equipment company. And he was trying to sell his equipment by going to all these mud challenges, barbarian challenges, and Spartan challenges that go on around the country. And he was trying to sell, and he would put up booths there. And then eventually he's like, well, shoot, why don't I just have my own events? And thus the modern Go Ruck was born. So now they run events way more than they do equipment. They run training programs, several different training programs, clubs. Here in Ironton, right before COVID, about 6 months before COVID, we got certified by GoRuck.com as a certified Go Ruck club, and we're called the Ruckeyes. So I think most of you should get the reference there. So we're
Ruck yourself.
But then COVID hit. When COVID hit, yeah, just don't try to kick any field goals. And so COVID hit, and it kind of disintegrated us. And then once COVID was over to where we could start up again, people had gotten divorced, people had gotten married, changed jobs, and everybody that had been involved in the past, we never could seem to get it together again. So trying to get that back to part of it too. So anyways, go to goruck.com and do research as well as on their YouTube, and you can learn plenty about how rucking works. But one event, yeah, not biology class, but goruck.com.
We're all going to ruck at your house for 3 days, you said, right?
Correct.
So you're trying to say go ruck yourself.
Go ruck yourself, yes. And I'll even let you stay over afterwards. So,
guys, can we please get back on the rucking topic?
What do you expect from a bunch of Ohio Buckeyes?
I'm not gonna get late.
I tell you what, everybody needs a Chad. Everybody needs a swear button.
oh,
Yes.
oh, wow.
So what distances are y'all rucking?
I'm sorry, what was that question?
What distances are y'all rucking?
Well, right now it's on my head. You know, so I need some snake oil, if you know what I mean. But right now, I personally do anything from usually 2 miles to 8 is my norm. But anything above 4 hasn't been norm in a few months. So that's what I was trying to get back going. I was trying to figure out a motivation to keep me going. And that's how this was sort of born. But I'm trying to give you all the references to learn about what it is. So in GoRuck, they have 3 core events they run around the world. Basic, well, they've added another. So they have light, heavy, and tough. Lights usually run about 5 hours long, equals 8 to 10 miles. They stop several times in the middle and dog your ass out quite a bit. And they're based on historical moments. Like the very first one I went to was Pearl Harbor Remembrance Ruck up in Columbus. And we would stop and he would say, okay, there were he would give a history lesson of Pearl Harbor, and based on the numbers, so many zeros, which was the Japanese airplanes, so many zeros attacked Pearl Harbor at this time of the day. So we would do X amount of reps of a certain exercise, et cetera, et cetera. And you use that history as part of the symbolism of your exercises. And then you would ruck some more. And when you're rucking, and it's in a team event when you do this. This would be similar to it's group rucking. Yeah. So
this is so hard to not chuckle at when you're rucking around, and
you get right ahead.
So
when you go to this type of event, they put you into a big team. So we had like a team of 40 people in the Pearl Harbor event that I went to. Wow. And we had 2 fallen tree logs we had to carry. We had 220-pound sandbags, 4 80-pounds. I think it was 4 60s and a buttload of 25-pound sandbags, plus several big water jugs to carry, and a bunch of what they call team weights. So the idea is, as a team, some of you will be resting with just your ruck, and then others will have to carry the extra burden, and then you just switch it off constantly as you ruck. So they have the ones that last 5 hours. They have a 12-hour, and then they have a 24-hour version.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I mean. These events, people like to compare them. I've told people about them, and they go, "Oh yeah, I've done a mudder challenge," and in my head, I'm like, not even in the ballpark. These are significantly different. So the most intense they call it the toughest fitness challenge event on the planet, is once a year or less they will run a selection, and in that selection they model it after SFAS, like I said. And so you can watch that show about that called The Standard. That is the only event where they mess with your head and try to get you to quit. All the others, they're encouraging and they're trying to get you to succeed. But in selection, GoRuck selection, they try to get you to quit. So when you watch it, keep that in mind. That's the reason I want to make sure I explain that. That's not the way GoRuck does business normally. But in that one, they're messing with the attendees' heads quite a bit. And they've never had more than 2 people complete it, I believe. No, 3. One year they had 3 people complete it. Normally they'll start with about 60 to 80, and only 1 person finishes. So
wow.
So that's all the model that was going on in my head when I decided, hey, I think I can do some version of this for myself. Right. So what Chad has referenced is, if we can get a lot of people involved, or maybe even find a way to fundraise off just a few people. Maybe I remember when I was a kid, we had to walk laps, and I had to get family members to pledge, a quarter for each lap I walked around the gym, or something goofy like that in grade school. I don't remember. So maybe we could do something like that, Chad. I don't know how exactly to do it yet, because right now my mind is just on getting my butt off the couch and getting back in normal shape. I didn't know if it would just be me doing this, or if I'd have anybody else actually do it. But if we get more people involved, I'd like to do. I'll probably do shows on suggested training regimens. Because when I did the real one, Special Warfare Center sent me a book and said, when you get here, you better be in this kind of shape and be able to do this. And here for the next 6 months is what you should be doing to train up. So I'm kind of working all through that on my own right now. And I could definitely share all that. And as well as your experience being somebody who's trained themselves for a specific event, you could probably show a lot of tips and tricks on training as well. So, yeah. Would love to get anybody involved. If anybody listening has somebody seriously into fitness that you think would want to get involved, it's let's make it happen.
Are you familiar at all with the Nijmegen Challenge?
I've heard of it. I don't know the details. I know Go Ruck does a Nijmegen event.
Well, it's an annual event during the anniversary of the Nijmegen Ruck.
Sure.
You're doing 100 miles in 4 days.
Okay.
And you're going along the historical route.
Gotcha. Yeah, see, that's GoRuck.com, the Go Ruck company. They also run events literally all over the planet. They do a D-Day. They do a D-Day invasion ruck on Normandy beaches, and so they do all this all around the world. And they have one that if I get up to this fitness, Chad. If I get this done, I got to have a next level or a next event to keep training for. And I was thinking they have what they call the national championship, which I don't really understand why they call it that because there's no competition involved in that in a sense. But it's called a star course. This is a different kind of event that Go Ruck does, where basically they give you a giant list of places you got to go. You sit down and plot out your course to your own pleasure and then go. And so a star course is basically urban land navigation, more or less. And they have a 50-miler they do in Washington, D.C. once a year. And I thought that would be really cool. All the cool locations they'd send you to in D.C. while rucking.
It's like a scavenger hunt with fitness.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I've told.
And you and I talked a lot about the tactical games. And I'd mentioned that to you a little bit that had actually kind of sparked interest with me. And for anybody who's not familiar with the tactical games, basically, if you was to mix CrossFit with guns, that's basically what it is. It's
you
a really
shot yourself in the foot yet.
Well, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but
you don't either.
Well, this is another angle of Go Ruck, Chad. Is they also are now officially connected with CrossFit. So the CrossFit Games, the National CrossFit Games, require rucking as one of the events, and then. Also, since you brought it up, Go Ruck is run by all former special operators. And so they actually have gun and tactical classes you can attend as well.
Awesome. Well, that was my plan. And that's what I was actually, that's kind of what I was going with was since I'd had an interest in that, and it kind of gives me a reason to, I hate to say it, reason to be in shape because obviously I need to be in shape anyway, but something to push for, it's kind of a training idea. And that's kind of what, when you mentioned that, I was like, that's kind of along the same lines. It's more tactical type fitness type thing. And I'll tell you something else we could maybe do, Tom, and this just kind of came to me, but we could even live stream, from our,
absolutely.
While we do the training,
absolutely.
That would be
That's definitely part of the plan.
We're gonna ruck live like a ruck cam.
I don't know if we can do that on YouTube.
We may have to go on OnlyFans to ruck live. I'm not sure.
Maybe one.
Oh, gosh. That's James's favorite person right there, buddy.
It is.
It sounded like dolphin porn.
Hey, Leducator, that we never had any type of relationship at all. We never even spoke to each other. The first time that we spoke, I told him that I thought he was one of the biggest pieces of shit on the planet.
But you didn't mean that, obviously.
Oh, I meant
obviously.
It. I heard that he had been I heard that he had been trying to reach out to me for almost a year. Johnny 5-0 was the first person who told me before he even really came on the scene, and he was trying to get attention from people. And before San Joaquin gave him the attention he wanted, he had been trying to reach out to me and Johnny 5-0 and a couple others. And I went and looked at a little bit of his stuff, and I said, "Fuck that guy." no way in hell I'm reaching out to him or letting him get a hold of me. And it was like a year later, he kept saying something about, I want to debate James. And he's just all kinds of crap. And I was like, you know what, dude, go ahead. Come on, let's talk live. And I'll tell you what a piece of shit I think you are. And well, you're right. He came on live going, oh, James, I respect you so much. And I was like, oh, Chili, I think you're a piece of shit. Fuck off. And that's how that's how our relationship began.
I watched the video of you on the phone with him, I believe, or something like that. Is how maybe it's something like that.
He cried after that. He cried. He actually shed tears, dude. He was trying to pretend that he was human, and he was trying to mimic human emotions, and so he cried.
Wow. Wow. You know, Tom is kind of new to the community here a little bit, and he's kind of he got to see the Chili thing firsthand right here in Ironton. But you know, he's still kind of getting more exposure to it and realizing, I think, more and more every day of what a dipshit he is. He's definitely made a lot of waves for himself, and not, you know, and that's what I kind of wanted to tell him anyways. Like, you do realize, Chili, there's a difference in infamous. Just because everybody knows you doesn't mean they all like you. Yeah. He's a special kind of person. And Mark, you've been doing a little bit of stuff on him too, relatively recently, haven't you?
Yes. I sort of before Christmas, I did a few videos and streams on him, and of course, Welsh's stream was kind of quite a big one yesterday. I don't know how much you guys know about that. I know NCR knows about it, but I was one of a few people that was approached by a person who had prevented a child from running away from home to go to Huntington.
Wow.
And it turns out that Chili has been having children message their friends and trying to get them to come to Huntington, West Virginia for a rally this weekend.
Wow.
So that was announced yesterday, sort of in the hopes really that it would try to prevent that from going ahead.
Fucking pedo.
He basically offered to pay 3 times the Greyhound fare for the child or the children to actually get there.
You're kidding me.
No,
he's literally saying he's going to pay their bus fare to get there.
Yeah, and give them an extra 2 times on top of that as a.
I don't think that you should try to stop any of Chili's public appearances, because every time he appears publicly, there's a chance that. Never mind.
The FBI were contacted, and the FBI are currently looking into.
You think like I think, right, lad? You get it.
Kids under 18.
I get the vibe you're throwing out there, James. I know what you're saying.
There were various children between the ages of, say, 12 and 16 that we know of.
Oh my gosh!
It'd be like Westboro Baptist Church using kids as a human shield.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Well, you know, I don't know. I know that every time that I think that I I can't say that I've ever agreed with Chili, but there are times when I've almost kind of felt sorry for him, or at least kind of showed a little bit of man, maybe the guy's just really trying to reach out and he's just whatever, and then he goes and ups the ante and has to be even more of an idiot than I thought he was to begin with, and it's like, dude, will you please stop? Like, you're seriously making it completely impossible to defend you in any way whatsoever. I mean, like, you're seriously your own worst enemy. I mean, for real.
Which is why the streams that I mentioned him was I said, well, you know what, he could actually potentially make some serious change for the better. And sort of stuck up for him for a little bit, and then of course the whole children and St. Jude's thing came along, and I was just like, no, screw him, no.
So did you hear I'm in line to kick Leducator's ass now?
Oh, yeah.
I'm also gonna bail, but I'm in line.
Well, You know, and so was Abrams too. And then you know, he said that until he found out that my knee was going to be okay, and then he said, "Never mind." when he thought my knee was hurt, then he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll fight him."
Well, we know it. Well, Chili's going to be coming over there to Kentucky. What he's done in Huntington, you know, he's going to kick your ass at the gym.
That's what yeah. I know. You know, which is fun.
You know,
Chad,
you know as well as I do. He's going down that interstate, looking over to the left, up north, going, "Man, if I didn't have, I'd go kick Waldo's ass if I didn't have that one. Oh man, I'd kick Chad's ass. I know I would. You know he was."
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, Tom actually had me teach some defensive tactics classes in the past, so he has a little bit of familiarity with my fighting skill and stuff. And Tom, just curiosity, if you were a betting man, how long do you think Chili would last before he was sleeping with freaking waking up not knowing where he was at?
Well, you know, if I wanted to be serious about it, I don't know anything about his skills, but I do know about yours.
Sure, true.
So I would give, given his personality and what I've learned about him in non-fighting terms, I can't believe somebody like that could actually be good at any other damn thing. Their brain just doesn't work right. So I'm assuming if it takes any kind of intelligence, which I know your catch as catch can style does, that you would kick his ass, because he would probably just be beating himself up, and you just find the right opening, and next thing you know, he's sleepy.
Yeah,
that's what I would guess, legitimately.
Well, Educator, I was really looking forward to that fight too, because no matter what, I was going to win. Either Chili was going to get his ass kicked, or a cop was going to get his ass kicked. You know, I was like,
right. Right, and that's what
I was totally 100% rooting for you too, though. 100% rooting for you.
Right,
James does this so much, and what he does is our private conversations and the donations that he makes to our local FOP. James, we appreciate you, buddy. You know, you're real,
Educator.
you know, did you guys know that James actually has a tramp stamp of the Thin Blue Line? True story. Yeah, they actually got the Thin Blue Line tramp stamp tattooed on him.
It's where Educator puts the palm of his hand while he's working.
He don't even give you a reach around. Does he buy you
That's
dinner?
rucking foul.
Does he buy you dinner, flowers?
What the ruck did I come back to?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta give him that Legicator's nightstick there.
Oh my God! See, we went a complete different way with this.
That tie! I want to burn that tie.
So for people who are brand new and don't even know what rucking is, what is rucking? Is that where you walk, you run, you jog, you walk on your hands?
You walk with weight. That's the simple definition: is you walk with weight. Rucking is the military's version of making you carry all your shit and walk forever. So it's been translated into a fitness activity.
The Marines we call it humping, you know, but that was without lube. So
I do.
So if you're on a flat surface, it's rucking. If you're on hills, then it's humping.
Yeah,
is that right?
They're kind of interchangeable. In the military, we call them both. So
and if I'm not mistaken, I looked into it a little bit, Tom, and it's like 30 pounds that you have to have before you even carry your necessities. It's like 30-pound plate or something like that.
The weight that you're required to have, and this is true in the military as well as in the Go Ruck events as well, the weight has to be non-consumables. In other words, it can be gear that you use, but you can't lessen your weight by using it. Whereas, for instance, food and water will go away as you go. So you don't count food and water, but everything else gets counted.
Okay. Now I seen that it was like 30. Go ahead, Derek.
I do rucking probably about every day of my life, like every day. Like I'm carrying around like an extra 150 pounds every day. Does that count? Does that count? Like here I am, 316 pounds. Like, does that count as rucking? Like, am I like the rucking professional? Like,
well, I could say this. Give it a good try, and you'd probably be pretty good at it. Yeah.
So is that like free rucking?
It's free rucking.
Is that dry rucking?
Wow.
Or rucking with lube? I mean,
Oh my!
I had to ask this to Captain Chad here. Do you remember Chili's bid for the governorcy of Ohio?
Are you kidding me? I was his campaign manager, buddy. What are you talking about?
No wonder
I would love to see him win an election too. I would love to see him in public office, because I'm not really into, like, I've done this auditing thing before where you go into buildings and record for no reason. But I'm really not that into doing. But if Chili was in that office as a public servant, God, I would love to go in there and fuck with him every day.
So wait a minute, James. Now let's clear. I don't believe for 1 minute that if you seen some little old ladies in the library that you wouldn't want to go in there and just literally mess up their day in some way.
I would probably go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, and if it takes putting a camera in their face to do it, I'm going to venture that you would probably be on board.
Yeah, to screw up some old lady's day. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I mean, I donate to the FOP $20 a month just so they'll push a grandma down.
Right.
I
forgot about
why,
that.
Why wouldn't I go and try and screw with them in a library?
Right.
Well, you ever done spin a Rooney in a post office? I have.
Oh, and by the way, I told Jack, you know that video where that lady and the clerk lady or whatever, when she slapped him or whatever with the folder or whatever? I said I wanted to take that. I want to do a breakdown of that, and I want to put like the Mortal Kombat like music behind it for the strikes, like and be like finish him, mentality. I think that would be so funny. And of course, Josh is like sending me sound bits back, like doing it. And I was like, hell, I was wanting to screw with you, and you're having more fun than I would doing it, so it didn't matter anyway.
It is a ton of fun watching Josh go into government buildings and record for no reason. That is wonderful. I'll never stop watching.
Yeah, but his attitude has totally changed over the course of some time here. He was he's just in there kind of like that arrogant asshole now, and he was just an outspoken asshole.
Well, he did hang out with Chili for several months, so it kind of rubbed off on him.
You know what? I see him trying to make a joke out of it all. He's always laughing at these public servants when they're getting uptight, and which I think is hilarious. That's why I like it, and that really goes back to his background of. Early on, he was kind of failed stand-up comedy. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah, he was.
I knew he was on Judge Mathis, but I didn't know that.
He was also on he was in a Disney show back in, gosh, I can't remember what year now. Bug Juice. But anyways, yeah, that's his background, is comedy and humor, and he didn't end up making a career out of it, but he's really just going back to that now, and I love it because I love comedy.
Well, I know Chili had a comedy career in Vegas supposedly for 5 years, but because of it, I made a tombstone that says my comedy career on it.
You know, Chili's comedy career is still going. I don't know if you watch him and all the people that cover him. He's one of the most covered people on the internet, other than that female cop that banged everybody. Because he is a comedian. Chili is a comedian.
But it's unintentional. I think that's a different category.
If you're a comedian.
I did hear that Chili actually got quite a few laughs in that strip club.
Well played, sir.
Mark, go to your shame pool.
No, I'm staying here right in the middle of it.
Mando Mike for the win.
But
look at the comment.
Hey, Leducator, Josh has got something big coming up next month too. I don't know if we're allowed to leak it. I'll mute and ask if we can leak it on your show. What do you think?
Awesome. Yeah. Which I mean, I don't know if you guys, you guys have. Oh gosh, I just. I seen the freaking glory hole thing. I'm sorry, but that threw me. everybody takes everything in the wrong direction with me, right? Like I'm sort of going, gee whiz.
Well, you got a Mandalorian on your chat there. He's gonna take it the wrong way. Or blow it up.
I thought Mandalorians were people of honor. So let me ask you this, Mark. Is there you're in the UK, correct?
Yeah.
Do you guys have Chili's like to this level over there?
I don't think quite to the same level as Chili. We do have some crazies over here. Mostly we lock them up, so.
I was about to say, I think their freedom of speech works a bit different.
Can you get a visa for Chile, our Chile? We'll send them your way. You know, you can lock them up.
Well, I know Mark could be.
Consider that our paying you back for the tea we dumped into the Boston Harbor.
That was paid back. Thank you very much.
Look at it this way. If we're in a position to where we could send Chile anywhere, I think it's a benefit. Just my opinion. Let's see here. Okay. NCR had to jump. Make sure if you haven't already, go over and check out his channel. We got him over 1,000 here. Well,
I got to get out of here too. You know what? I'm not going to rage quit because
I never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. To be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard.
Wow.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to love you guys and leave you. I'm gonna go over to Welsh's channel, and because he's
awesome
AWOL at the moment, so I'm gonna go co-host with Becca and everybody. So,
well, appreciate you coming up, buddy.
No, not at all. Anytime you want to jump on stream with me, by all means, just let me know, and I'll set one up. And
I definitely appreciate it. And you guys have fun over there, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
We'll try to. We'll do you guys proud taking the Mickey out of Chile, so it'll be fun.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right, love you guys. Catch you later. Ta-da.
See you, buddy. So anyway, we're and now there's 4.
Oh, I was on the phone while all that was happening. Am I supposed to leave now?
No, they said that you ran them all off.
Oh, good. Okay. Because I was going to smoke some more weed until I can't even function on here. I was for real. But I did want to inform you that there is some things that are going to be coming up on Josh's channel. And I think this will be the first place that it's been announced at all.
Wait a minute. Chili would say this is a premiere. There's a premiere at 6:52.
Yep. Aren't we supposed to grift before I drop the news, though? Hey, everybody, hit up the super chat, and I'll tell you what I'm about to tell you.
Yeah, and I'm not going any farther with my stream until everybody hits the like button. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Yeet, yeet, yeet.
All right, I'll go forward with it anyways.
Yeah, run with it.
April.
You got you're sharing the screen here.
April is. Oh, I was sharing that earlier when he was talking about rucking. I had some videos.
Okay.
I had some rucking videos up. I had some rucking websites up.
You're just rucking around
while he was talking about it. Yeah, I was. But I forgot I was still sharing the screen. It's a good thing I didn't pull the porn back up.
Well, we'll come back to that. Right now, let's go ahead and premiere Josh's thing we got going on.
So, April is White History Month. Did you guys know that?
No,
I didn't know there was such thing.
Yes, Josh didn't either, but he was a little upset. He was feeling a little left out. He heard there was Black History Month, there's Asian History Month, there's Gay Pride Month, and he said, "Where's my month?" And he looked it up. He Googled it, and April, sure enough, is White History Month. And so Josh will be doing shows on about White History Month.
Says who is what I'd like to know.
Google, and Google's never lied before. They told me the jab was safe and effective.
I mean, who designated April as that? Because here's the reason. What?
Google is God, bro. And
okay.
Here, I don't know. I'll Google it, I suppose.
I will. I just thought maybe that was, that's
okay.
Also...
So my question is, so Josh feels like because 2 months he's thing, and now he needs another one.
I'm sorry.
I mean, like,
I lost signal there for a second. 2 months is what?
I just was Josh isn't the gay pride thing isn't enough for him. I mean, he's now he's got to have the white guy month too.
Right.
I'm just I'm just saying
there is LGBTQ month, and he's got that.
Well, you can add the J to it now, but anyway, yeah. Okay, so he's got White History Month coming up in April.
I got to Google that.
I never even Googled it. I just took Josh's word for it because,
Well, that's what I would do. I would take Josh's word.
I do the same thing at church. I do the same thing at church. I go to church and the preacher's like, hey, this, and that. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to read the book. I'll take your word for it. How many wives did you say I can have?
Like, have you seen a Bible of how many pages there is? I'm just gonna have to take your word for it, dude, because that's a lot of reading, and there's no pictures.
Right?
Like, somebody's got to tell me what's in there.
Right.
I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
That's the only way.
Thank you very much for the super sticker, by the way. Absolutely.
Okay, so far, all I'm seeing is why don't we have a White History Month explained, and how we don't need one. Oh, wait a minute. NPR says Happy White History Month, April 4th, 2014 article. You may not know that April is White History Month. Latina USA producer Brenda Salinas reports, hold on here, on what this fictional recognition means to the proud non-Hispanic white peoples of America. So then it links you to, I guess, some other story. You got to listen to her podcast. So somebody talking about Latino history is the only reference I could find in 2014 to there actually being one.
Well,
and that's without going into any deep dive, of course.
Well, in case you didn't know, Josh is going to start one in April.
Well, here's the reason I wanted it not to be April. April is Hitler's birth month.
That works.
Oh, yeah, that's
probably that works.
Well, according to what you mean by work, yes.
If you're trying to make a comedy show, trust me, that works.
Yeah. Well, if you're James and you have no filter whatsoever, then that works even better.
So I'm looking at the history months. We've got Black History Month, Women's History Month, Arab American Heritage Month, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, Military Appreciation Month, Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, Queer Pride Month, Caribbean American Heritage Month, Immigrant Heritage Month, and World Refugee Day, and Hispanic Heritage Month. So it looks like we've got 12 months and only nine history months. So it looks like there's room for White History Month.
Well, you do know why they say we don't have one, right?
I don't know.
Because we don't have one because they say all the rest of history is considered White History Month. In other words,
wow, that's generic.
Yeah. So they say all year we do white history and we just focus on the others while we're teaching our European dominated history.
All those damn Western banks.
I know, right?
Josh is sending me links. It looks like you've even got White History Month merch.
Hey, send him the stream. Send him the link if you want to, James. See if he wants to come up. I mean, we've already had Uncle Artie. I mean, seriously, we can tolerate Josh. We can do this. We just all have to stick together. It's going to be hard, but we can do it. And we got bits and pieces here too. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've already been. We was training with Rocky Bits Boa back in the day, and he was going to beat that ass. And then Josh had to freaking run away like Chili. It appears.
Yeah. Did he just come up?
No, he's not in the back.
I'm actually pretty happy for him, though. He's him and his engagement. Did he get married already, or was it just an engagement so far?
Well, the guy said yes, but we haven't got any. Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to. You know he's going to be up now.
I didn't say yes. I said maybe.
Oh, what? That's not what I heard, James.
Well, I've got to get the divorce papers finalized with Chili in order to be able to legally marry Josh.
I'm sorry. Understood, buddy. Well, that's how it goes, though. Oh my gosh. I had made a thing up here a while back, and I'd actually I'd put it I put it on my shit. I can already tell because you're chuckling.
He messaged me back. He said, I can't come on the show. I'm busy prepping for White History Month.
Oh my God. That's Josh. He's got 3 months to plan, but it's just not enough. Poor guy. Yeah, he just literally just sent us a donation to the FOP just now too. Thank you, Josh Abrams, for that.
Did he do the $20 donation?
He done 40. He heard you done. He said that whatever you could do, he could double.
Well, all he got is 2 grandmas pushed down, because the next tier above 20 is the $50 tier, where we kick in your door without a warrant.
Right. Well, actually, we're going to create the minor crimes task force. And what happens with the minor crimes task force is we can't really arrest you, James, but we will kick your door in and write you a damn parking ticket. You watch your ass.
That's for real, isn't it?
No, I don't. Not that I know of.
Oh, I could see that happening.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
And you know what logic they'd use? They'd use the broken window theory to do that one.
Right. Did you see my FOP video, Leducator?
Do I really want to?
Probably not. So maybe watch it off screen. Don't show your audience. But I mean, it's a little bit funny. I think you might get a kick out of it, maybe. Or, I mean, there's some parts that are, somewhat serious and pretending to be satirical, and there's other parts that are just ridiculous and fun. I don't know.
I can't believe that out of you. This being from the guy who shared the meme about the little the little female police officer down there that was very giving to her department, and says, "This is sick and disgusting. Seriously, has anybody got her?" No, God, gee, and boy, and I'm sorry, but am I the only one that girl is just 3 kinds of ugly?
Yeah, she is.
Lord have mercy.
And I was making jokes about,
wow.
Good for those guys. But yeah, the honest God truth is I've slummed, man, and I've banged some 3s for sport. I'm not even ashamed of it. But that's a 1.5. On a good day with a lot of makeup, it might be like a 1.7. Like, that's bad. She has that 12-year-old boy look, right?
She does. Oh my God, she does.
And that makes me even more concerned about the 5 officers that banged her, who are clearly into a 12-year-old boy look. Right?
Okay,
are they Boy Scout leaders too?
Okay,
we need to know.
God. We're Catholic priests. No, Lord, I apologize. I'm just kidding, Lord. I didn't mean that. So this is serious. It's funny you said that. But have you guys seen this show? My wife watches this show with this girl on there, and I say she's a girl. She looks like she's like 10, but she's an adult, and it's like a reality show about this girl. Have you guys seen this? I wish I knew the name of it, but I don't know what she suffers from. I don't know if there's a term for it or whatever, but it's, how they had that Little People Big World show or whatever. It's kind of one of those things, except she looks like seriously like an 8-year-old girl, and she's like in her 20s, and she's tiny. Okay. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, I was like, what's scary is like there's some dudes on there that are like taking her out on dates and stuff that are like, just like regular dudes or whatever. And I'm thinking,
oh my God, here's one that's legal.
Yeah, and I'm thinking you'd have to really seriously be like kind of a pedophile to be attracted to her. I mean, like,
sure,
there's obviously some problems there.
Hey, listen, I was in Japan for 3 years. And I was married, and my Army buddies were going out and dating these Japanese girls. And of course, my Army buddies were all like, 18 to 24 years old. So the girls they're dating are like, American, college age. And we were out. I managed a rock band while I was in Japan. Crazy story. But
of course you did.
So we would have my Army buddies would show up to the band. And, I'd see their Japanese girlfriends. So then on Monday morning, we'd be back in the office in the unit. And I'd be like, so, I mean, you like her? She's hot to you? And they're like, oh yeah. We're talking different guys, not one guy. And I was talking to several of them at once one day. And I swear to God, at the time, my daughter would have been 12. And I said, listen, if we hang out back in the States, you are not allowed around my kids, if that's what you like. So
kidding.
There's a lot of guys into that 10-year-old boy body shape and slightly cute face.
Man, dude, I think that's weird. That's like something wrong.
I don't care if it's legal or not. The fact that they're attracted to that is weird.
Yeah, read some history. The whole Spartan Empire was built on that.
Oh yeah.
Sport.
Yeah. Well, Epiphany says it's Shauna
wives
Ray.
were for procreation.
Right. Epiphany says it was Shauna Ray's her name. And by the way, Epiphany's, I got to hear your daughter sing the other day, and wow. I mean, like, wow. Very, very, very talented. Awesome.
I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to pull up a picture. Shauna Ray, you said?
Not the one I was.
I believe that's what it says here on the stream. Yes.
Okay, got it.
Well, now you're just feeding into the pedophiles in the audience now.
Well, I'm curious what this little girl looks like.
I got it.
You look,
shit.
Adding controversy.
I mean, I'm sorry, I said a cuss word.
Yeah. Actually, my wife is walking in right now. What's the name of that show with that girl that looks like a little tiny?
Shauna Ray.
Yeah, that's the name of the show, Shauna Ray. I am Shauna Ray or something like that.
I'd say she looks.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's the one.
I'd say
you
she
guys
looks.
seen the
11
trailer
makeup on.
for? Have you guys seen the trailer for that movie? It's called Megan. It just came out. It's like it's all over like Facebook, but that's what that girl looks like. She looks like Megan from that Megan movie.
She looks smaller than 10 years old.
Oh, she literally looks like a little kid. And I'm sorry, but anybody that's attracted to that woman is a pedophile. That looks like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's got a great personality, Chad.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
I'm going to look up Amanda Hall, and it's Amanda Hall, right? That's the name of
Megan. M-A-E.
Megan. That's right. I just kept thinking Amanda Hug and Kiss. Megan. M-E.
No, M-A-E, I believe.
Wow.
Man,
But she looks like a 12-year-old boy to me. Like, I mean, especially when her hair's up. I mean, you cut her hair short, she looks like a 12-year-old boy to me.
Oh, yeah. John's ugly, that girl is. That the one that's the police officer that was very giving to. Yeah, she got a 5 head. That girl ain't got a 4 head.
She don't even have a freaking. Her head.
Lord, I apologize.
I know. I'm sorry.
Hey, Chad, I heard her chief put her in charge of morale.
Here it comes. Oh, I bet they did.
Look at that. Tell me she doesn't look like Morty.
Oh, geez, Rick. You really fucked up now, Rick.
Oh, God.
You did.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord, I apologize. I'm going to have to come up with a little disclaimer, be like, all thoughts and views by any of the panel guests here on the Educator channel are. Oh my gosh. That's all good fun anyway. Yeah, that girl's definitely got some problems. There's no doubt about that. Wow.
She's just really giving, man. She's a team
yeah,
player.
I guess. I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm looking at those dudes and I'm like, dude, like for real? Like that.
Chad, come on. It's like you're having a discussion, but we're not literally allowed to discuss everything we want to say.
You're right. I'm going to my wife just sit on there beside of me. That way I can
Quaker throats.
So all right, you got the mic. Let's go ahead and bash somebody, honey.
Yeah.
Are you sure? James Freeman's on here. You want to bash him?
Bash James Freeman.
Tom,
and that composite picture, that guy on the top right looks like me.
Unfortunately, Uncle Artie's already left, so we really can't bash him. We can still bash him. It's actually easier this way because he doesn't talk over us. So we just can literally just hammer him right now.
What are you talking about?
Speaking of hammering, Megan Hall.
Yeah, she's got some problems. That girl does.
She should move
ugly
somewhere
little
with no
duckling.
internet, I think.
Yeah, she got a 5 head.
I've slummed for sport before, but I ain't slumming that low.
I feel bad for the cuck of a boyfriend she has. Like he's like, oh, I'm just gonna stay with it. Like,
Dude, that's her husband, isn't it?
That's her fucking husband?
Yes.
They're married. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah,
is
lucky
he's
guy,
not,
huh?
like, not walking away.
Sticking
Like
with his wife, and he's going to
Nightman's wife says
How do
daddy
you
issue.
support that?
I don't think that's a daddy issue. That's not a daddy thing. I don't think.
No, that's a selfless. Like that's
No, that's just a whore.
a self-esteem thing.
Sorry.
Educator, I wish you'd quit calling them that, because when you call them that, they get upset and then they stop doing what they're doing. And then guys like me don't get as much. So I really wish that you would stop degrading them. Please.
Hey, James, I'm with you, bro. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I've been single for a long time.
I'm married. I'm not really trying to bang them anymore, but I do remember back in the day, me and my buddies had this girl that we'd pay $20 to clean the house naked.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
And we'd pass her around. And then once everybody started calling her a whore, she quit doing it. You know, I was like, well, we really fucked up a good thing there.
That's why you got to find ones that enjoy that part. What are you, new?
Right. We were like in our 20s, maybe.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
You better change the subject quick, Chad.
I'm trying to literally get us on topic, but I don't even remember what our topic is.
Rucking. We're rucking, right?
Yeah. We're back in physical fitness. And James has actually pledged that he's going to do this with us. He's going to do what's the toughest one, Tom? What did you said?
The toughest one, other than their selection event, is called the Tough. Mm-hmm. It's a go ruck tough.
Yeah, event. James is going to do the tough. Yeah.
If I weren't so lazy,
I have no idea where you're located.
I'm in New Mexico in the mountains.
Okay. Well, whoever's got the Go Ruck webpage up, go to events and go to New Mexico, and you can find all the events that are scheduled there.
Hey, I heard a rumor that there's some great big bull elk in New Mexico, James.
Yeah, there are. Oh, yeah. I'm up in the mountains, and so they're cutting right
option there.
Rucking
across
option.
the top middle, rucking.
Dude, I just took that last little hit of weed, and I'm actually pretty baked right now. So bear with, or just cut me off the screen. I don't care either way. But...
Oh my! If only we had Sovereign here too.
You said go to Rucking. And I don't think I'm ever going to find it.
Top center. The center.
Okay.
There you go. Rucking, and go to Rucking events.
Rucking events.
Yeah, I know.
It just keeps getting. There's no way of talking about this. Not laughing.
And then I think you can scroll down there somewhere, and you can look up by location, and it'll show you everything that's scheduled. Team, not selection. No, I don't know if it's down or up to find. Oh, top right. What was that button in the top right? Find events, I think. Yep, find an event. There we go.
Are you signing? Are you going to sign James up? You're going to talk him right into this while he's
talking right into it.
I did a lot of what we called it backpacking. I did a lot of long backpacking treks.
Gotcha. Okay. So, well, yeah, you got some of the idea here. So there, if you want a specific type of event, you can look to the left, and it'll give you a list of every one of those type of events that are scheduled anywhere. You can also go to locations, find events at the top. I think you can probably put in New Mexico.
Sure. Yeah. Let's put Santa Fe.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what they got there.
Go Ruck challenge.
I think when it's blank under them, that's nothing scheduled, I believe. But you put in a specific city.
We'll do New Mexico.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what they got there.
Nothing.
Yes.
Nothing. What?
Bill, actually, yes, you can go ruck yourself. You don't need to be rucked by anybody.
Scroll down a little bit. You scroll down.
That's it.
Wow, they don't. They don't. That's surprising to me. I've never put anything in there that didn't have something.
Let's see if there's
hall pass, right? Hall pass house. No.
Mom's
well,
house.
Put in Ohio so we can at least show people.
Okay. There we go. We got some rucking events there.
Yeah.
Dude, how is there's nothing in New Mexico? There are a lot of people who are into backpacking, at least.
Well, so here's how they work, right? They have cadre. The cadre run the events, and all their cadre are former special operators. So if they have a connection with someone in that area or someone willing to travel, or if there's a Go Ruck club or people that say, hey, let's run one in Santa Fe, they'll schedule it for you. They'll get the cadre, or if there's a club, they'll run an event out there. But I mean, so it's literally not everywhere all the time. As in a company, they don't go out and say, let's do one in Santa Fe.
Okay.
But yeah, if you message them, or you go to their Facebook page, there's probably connections. There's probably people doing it out there, and there may be one upcoming or in the process. They just haven't scheduled it yet. But
actually, what you don't know is I'm actually creating a fake James Freeman account that I'm literally saying that we're going to start one in New Mexico.
Sponsored.
Chad,
can we get
Chad,
sponsors?
Look at that right there. Look at that right there where it says Cincinnati, Ohio Light Challenge, April 2nd. That's one of the possibilities. I got a buddy that's doing that one. He wants me to do that with him. That may be a sort of a touchstone goal in the process of training to train up for a light, because I'm below that level. You may already be at that fitness level.
No, not now. I'm not. I literally look like I ate a fat guy right now. I seriously I look like I had a fat guy for lunch. Like,
go ahead and click that one. Okay, now scroll down on the right there, and it'll describe the event. Or no, so there is 2 to 3 hours light, so it's not very long. Fun for a team. Average completion rate's 100%. So the dog you out, you go a little distance, you kind of get a taste of the events and how they work. So no, that's not the one my buddy's doing. Actually, he's doing the one higher than that. I think it's called Basic.
So it's a 2 to 3 hour run. So it's not a specific distance or not.
Well, it will be, but they're not going to tell you. As a matter of fact, I think it says right here somewhere, details not forthcoming. They kind of throw in humor as well sometimes. So yeah, they're not going to give you the exact details. You just show up and do what you're told.
That's pretty easy. 2 to 3 hours with 20 pounds.
Well, right. This is
but that's a minimum.
This is specifically a light. This is their lowest version. So click back, go back one.
So you could choose to have 80 pounds on you if you wanted to, though, right?
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
a minimum of 20.
More, sure. Yeah, like if you had someone that was more experienced doing a light just because he wanted to do it with a buddy or something, yeah, you may throw on more weight. So let's see. Basic. Hit that basic one more down.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, click that one. Now scroll down. See now this one is 5+ hours, lots of PT, lots of miles, details not forthcoming.
Okay.
Yeah, now that's the one I've done one of before, and it kicked my ass. I'll tell you that.
So it's not just 5 hours of rucking.
No. You'll like, for instance, when you first get together, right? You're all standing there in a formation, and they say, okay, there's a tree over there, like 100, 150 yards away. Everyone go dump your ruck over there. Get back. And then they'll play mind games like the military does. Everyone didn't get back fast enough, so then they'll dog you out back in the formation place. Then they'll say, okay, now we're going to check if you brought the gear you're supposed to. Everyone run back over and grab your water. Boom, you got to run over real fast, grab the water, run back and show that you brought the water. So that's another 10, 15 laps of just doing 100 meters back and forth as the inspection. The water. As the beginning to show that you brought the equipment and everything they told you to bring. Then we did farmers carries, where one guy's farmer carrying for about 200 yards, your and your teammate, because they pair you up, and we would you'd have to. So the other guy is doing push-ups while one guy has to farmer carry, and so when one of your guys gets back, then you can switch off. So they dog you out, then they form you up into a team, give you a bunch of logs, a bunch of sandbags, a bunch of water, and a flag to carry. And then you take off on a ruck for a couple miles. Then they'll stop somewhere in a field or a park, and you'll do all that kind of stuff again. And that lasts for about 5 hours.
Wow.
And then the tough, if you go to one of the toughs, you'll see those last 12+ hours. They've even done those as long as 24 straight hours.
And screw that.
Yeah. and you don't sleep in that 24 hours at all?
I don't know. I've never done a tough. I don't know the exact details of those. There's a tough. I think that one says 12 hours or 12+ on that tough in Cleveland. The third one down there. See, this one, it starts at 9 p.m. 9 p.m.
So, wow.
Yeah, 10 to 12 hours, 15 to 20 miles. The original challenge. Yeah, that's the one they started. So, yeah, there's all kinds of different levels. There's star courses. They even had one, I don't even know if they have it anymore, Chad, where you would go through what was essentially a star course throughout a city. And as you would get to certain specific parts of the city, they would have special operators there teaching you survival skills, urban survival skills. And then after you'd gone to all the points and gotten all the classes, they would put your team together and give you a survival scenario that you and your team had to perform. So they've done all kinds of really cool stuff.
Wow.
And I've never gotten deep enough to get there. And then, like I said, they even have range days where you're getting.
Well, Bill says that they unleash panthers at night. I don't know if you knew that or not, but there's a really good opportunity.
I think I may have seen that on one of the videos. Yeah. But
yeah, this is which I mean, hey, I'm up for the challenge. You know, when I was getting ready to get beat up by Chili, I was actually I was running with my tack vest with the AR 500 plates in it, and the total weight of that vest is like right at 30 pounds. And then I had that vest, and then I put a 50-pound sandbag on my and I would do a mile at a time. But that's a far cry from the distances that
right,
you know
right.
you're talking about.
Hey,
and my, you know, I mean, I was running. I wasn't.
Justin B is asking, isn't that in Carolina? The real Special Forces selection is in Camp McCall, right outside of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. But GoRuck has two headquarters, one in Jacksonville, Florida, which is where the corporate headquarters is and where they do some of their events, and like their selection. They've done selections on the beaches there in Jacksonville. They also do it, believe it or not, Chad, right outside of Dayton is where the owner lives and where his dad lives. And sometimes they use his dad's farm for events and selections right outside of Dayton. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, yep.
That's kind of neat. Well, let me tell you what my vision is, and this is what I was kind of thinking. I would like to find a way to, you know, we could make a way to do something for charity through this. Maybe find a way to do some fundraisers and stuff, and maybe
Rucking fundraisers.
Yeah, well, you know, whatever it Rucking takes. You know what I mean? Like, we'll do whatever. Get some. You know, start promoting this throughout the YouTube community. Anybody wants to come in and do it, by all means do so. And we could do like, you know, a way to, I don't know, we'll brainstorm about this. And for everybody in the chat, if you can think of ideas of ways that we can do fundraisers, and we'll pick a charity. I mean, whatever, it doesn't have to be St. Jude's. We can find something else and kind of, you know, move around in different ways and different charities or whatever, but we'll find a way to train
I'd
for
like
this.
to do maybe a veterans charity or something along those lines.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Like the Wounded Warrior or whatever, some of those other ones that they have. Or
since we're brainstorming live, Chad, I was going to tell you too, if we get enough people, I'd like to get the local Army or Army National Guard recruiter to run our PT test for us. I bet we could get him to do some logistics. If we had enough people involved, we could probably get some medics. We've got a few former Spec Ops guys here locally that I could probably tap into and get them to just sort of help out if we had enough people to sort of justify that level of you know, logistical needs. Because that's the thing, is the more people we have would require more logistics. The more logistics, the better we can make this. Because there's me trying to figure out how we would. Go ahead.
What if we were to even look at it like we do like a little a series of events in the month of August where I just
we can do that up to that point, and we can do that after, because I want this is for me at least. This was the goal, to give me a gigantic goal to work towards, but I don't want to stop after. So yeah, I mean,
what I'm saying is we like schedule your thing, and then maybe try to schedule in some type of, like I seen the Bloody Panda put on there, like a Spartan race. We do that in the month, and we find a way to like kind of collaborate all of it together to make money for a good charity type thing, and kind of have a lot of fun with it.
Dude, absolutely. And the further we get closer to it, the more in shape all of us doing it should be to be able to do. We could do monthly stuff. You got to remember, I've got an official sanctioned club here, the Ruck Guys. So we can actually get potentially some GoRuck, the company's support. You could actually have them. They've had these events in Huntington. They had Black Hawk Down. They had a Black Hawk Down GoRuck series in Huntington for 2 or 3 years in a row, where awesome. in October you do the Ruck, memorializing the I can't even think of the name of it now. That last mile the Rangers had to run. So they take that event and they model the day after what happened in the Black Hawk Down scenario, and that happened in Huntington for several years in a row. So I mean, we can get them here. We got a lot of Spec Ops vets in the area.
Well,
the options are endless.
Someone is still in awe that James Freeman is on a Statist Cops channel.
I saw that.
I didn't know if you knew that I was a statist or not, but you know, just in case you didn't, it's obvious that you're in the wrong place.
Shoot. Is this the Delete Laws channel?
Yes, it is.
Okay. No, I'm in the right place. Screw off. I'm in the right place.
That guy Rucking there looks like he's rucking in the sand. It looks like he's on Fort Bragg or somewhere in the sandhills nearby. He looks that looks like my time in selection right there.
Well, can we call this? Can we call this? Can we call this event "Ruck Around and Find Out"? I'm just curious. Just
yes.
We can have one though. We can do one. That's for absolutely sure. That's the catchphrase
we
for our
definitely.
event.
Yeah,
right.
Ruck around and find out. I see that on a I see that on a T-shirt. I see that on a T-shirt.
Dude, we got the Ruck
around and find out.
The Ruck Eyes selection in August 2023. Ruck around and find out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
There you
and
go.
James Freeman's going to do it, and he's going to double. James is going to do whatever we do. He's going to double it. He said, and he's going to do it out there in Hill Country in New Mexico. And he said he would do it while carrying a bull elk on his back instead of a backpack.
Hey, James,
I'll do anything as long as. Sorry, go ahead.
You're the one running the video, right, James?
Yeah.
Look up Go Ruck Selection because they do live stream those. So those are still on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched one of those the other day, and that's brutal.
I'll do anything that doesn't require any commitment whatsoever.
Okay, you're
right.
out.
Or effort. Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
They got what a pre-selection they ran. Yeah, they that's what that was we were watching.
No, this is a different one.
Okay.
What
the
like
last selection,
pre-selection.
the guy that owns it claims that he hates running the selections, but so many of the fans and participants love them that they constantly push him to do more. So the last one he did, which I believe was 2 years ago, was a team selection. So you had to go in as a team, 2 people, and it was pretty cool. I watched as much. Whenever they have them, to me, it's like election day to me. I sit down with drinks and everything to watch the live streams when they do them.
Well, I see us doing that as a training live stream really, really soon, Tom.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
You know what we need? Have you seen those shows of those guys that hunt Bigfoots and stuff, and they have those things that they wear and they put their camera in their face? You know what I'm talking about? Like those chest rigs that hold your camera out in front of you. We need those. Yeah, we could be like the Bigfoot hunting guys, except we're not Bigfoot hunting and we're just carrying rucksacks on our back, and it's completely different, but exactly the same. Anyway, just throwing that out there. We'll just go ruck around and find out.
Yeah, see, the one thing different that I want to make sure anyone looking at this knows is they treat you different at selection than they do all their other events. They treat you like drill sergeants and like real Army staff when you're there. If you're doing something stupid, they will make fun of you endlessly. Like some guy brought his great value Ziploc bags.
Tom, I don't know if you, Tom, listen, do you realize the company that you're in right now?
Well,
this is literally my job is to literally demoralize and beat down my friends and to the point of complete just failure and exhaustion mentally. So this is normal everyday behavior for us.
Okay. Well, then you guys, if you're like me, you will watch the stream, especially of this part where they are doing the prerequisites. So they'll start with 40 people here and they'll do the bag check to make sure you got all your stuff. So you dump it all out. Then they give you 30 seconds to repack it all. And if you don't, then they dog you out, make fun of you, and give you nicknames that last the whole event.
I like these guys. They're mentally.
My God, dude! You really the video we're watching right now that there's no sound on. You need to sit down and watch it because you'll see. But once again, they don't treat you this way when you go to a normal Go Ruck event. This is selection. It's meant to have a total different mentality to it. So they will treat you like shit. And it's pretty cool to watch. I don't know if I'd want to be there at the moment, but it's pretty cool to watch. Some guy had all of his great value Ziploc bags, the Walmart brand, and he got the nickname Great Value the rest of the event. So I mean, all kinds of shit like that. And but no, they'll start with 40 and they'll lose 4 or 5 on the first day because they couldn't finish the PT test correctly. So I mean, you pay your money. That does not mean you get to stay.
Well, real fast, let me ask you this while I got Derek here. Derek, does this sound like something you'd be willing to train for and get involved with?
Dude, I'd like to. I'd like to get into something, man.
Well, there you go. So let's the 3 of us pledge to start training for this together.
Miss Bits and I has been looking to get back to going to the gym and all that shit, and it's just like I lost all kinds of motivation there for a while. So
this would give you a reason.
Dude, seriously, here's the deal. Just throw a school backpack on your back with 10 pounds and get out there and just do a mile or 2 or 3 times a week. until you add weight, add distance, get quicker. That's one of the core philosophies is do what you can with what you got and just work with it.
Hey, you can use your Hannah Montana book bag bits that I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I've got a Peppa Pig.
Well, there we go. So yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's get together. Maybe us and Terry and local guys here, the channels here local. Let's get together and work out some details and work out some training and maybe do some live streams together like this. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
But listen, here's what I'm going to wrap things up for tonight. My wife and the kids just come back and we're going to have dinner and hang out a little bit. So real fast, I want to give everybody on my panel the opportunity to have a last word, and we'll start with Derek. Derek, you got a last word for the chat, please, sir?
Hey, yeah, I'm glad to be on. I haven't been on for a while, so I'm hoping to get back into making content again. James, it's pretty cool to be on with you, man.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah, I'm just, he might be blazed right now. He probably doesn't know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying.
I'm half baked at the moment. I'm not full baked.
And
I'm like, I comprehend, but I'm incapable of responding.
So is it like the movie where you have a guy on the couch?
Yeah. Yes.
Curious.
Yes.
James, do you have a last word with the chat you want to share, sir?
Just thanks for. I hear someone blazing up back there. No, just thanks for having me on, man. I've come on here before. It's always a good time. I love hanging out with you guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely, buddy. We love having you on here. Believe it or not, you and Abrams, we like hanging out with you guys because we feel sorry for you. We know you're not very obviously. I mean, I've got him muted right now, guys. He can't hear me, but we know that we just have to, kind of patronize him. But anyway, hey James, yeah, buddy, we always love hearing what you have to say.
What'd you mute? I think I lost signal for a minute there. I missed that.
You did. It was nothing. I was literally checking the FOP bank account where you made that latest deposit.
Okay, you got my latest.
But, Tom, you got a last word for the chat, sir?
As a matter of fact, Chad, actually, Educator, for the outro, I think we should do the FOP video. It's 3 minutes long. Can we do that?
You know what? Absolutely. Let's give Tom his last word, and then I'll give mine, and you can play us out with the video. How's that? Right, Tom, you got a last word for the chat while he's loading that up?
Hey, I just want to thank everybody for being here, for supporting Leducator and all these other guys the way they do. If you haven't yet, go ahead and go over to my channel, the Hall Pass, and hit a subscribe if you don't mind. And thanks, Chad, very, very much for giving me the platform here to get this jump started.
Absolutely. We would ask James to put on his channel, but he doesn't have any subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
He's only got.
I lost them all when I went out last weekend to buy crack in Albuquerque live.
See, he would have
thought you lost them when you come on my
channel. He couldn't spell it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I thought he lost all the subs when he come on my channel for the first time.
Yeah, lost half there. Sorry.
Yeah, well, let's just say this. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys so much. It's been a little bit since I've been on, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out, for the support you guys constantly give us, and we definitely appreciate it. And as far as streams go, I'm gonna try to get back to a regular thing, at least a week, once a week or so. And I'm gonna get with Tom, and I'm gonna get with Derek, and I'm gonna get with Terry, hopefully, and we'll talk about all this, and maybe we'll plan some kind of cool event, hopefully, for in August, and work something really cool for a way to be able to generate some monies for charity or some kind of awesome thing like that. So you guys stay tuned for that. In the meantime, you guys absolutely check out all these channels, bits and pieces. James Freeman's channel and the Hall Pass, Terry Arnton Auditor, and all the, we had a heck of a panel tonight. So check everybody out, show them some love, and they definitely appreciate it. So, but that being said, remember that I'm going to tell you to stay positive and train like you fight, and you'll fight like you train. In the meantime, we're going to go out with James's video. So thank you guys. Let's watch him make fun of me and my kind.
Do we get sound?
I actually haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, I don't have. You're on the. The audio's on that one.
You got no audio?
No.
No audio.
Oh well, fail.
Sometimes it is a kind of a pain in the butt on the streams, on the
Paternal order
sharing.
pansies.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, that ruins it without the audio.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's not very inclusive. It's fraternal. Where's the maternal order of pansies? Mop.
Evidently, it's here. Oh my gosh. Well,
all right.
Well, if you want to see this the right, go check out James' channel and you can watch this video and leave him a thumbs up and tell him how accurate he is on the paternal order of pansies.
Love you, educator.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. God bless you guys, and we will see you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching.